Okay, let's talk about it. The hot air brush. It is everywhere right now, and it promises that gorgeous, bouncy, salon-quality blowout, but right from your own bathroom. But is this amazing tool secretly damaging your hair? That's what we're going to figure out. And you can totally see why everyone loves them, right? I mean, the whole idea is to stop that awkward dance of juggling a heavy hairdryer in one hand and a round brush in the other. It's just one simple tool, one simple step. And you get this smooth, voluminous finish. It's the ultimate shortcut to looking like you've got it all together. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? Here's the big question. Is all that amazing convenience coming with a hidden price tag for your hair's health? Could the very thing that saves you time in the morning be causing some serious long-term damage? So first, let's get on the same page. What even is a hot air brush? Honestly, the slide says it best. If a hairdryer and a round brush had a baby, this would be it. It's basically a hybrid styler that blows hot air through the brush, so you're drying and shaping your hair at the exact same time.
And they really are fantastic for a few specific things. Getting that awesome lift and volume right at the roots, creating a nice, lightly smoothed out finish, tucking the ends under for that polished look, and of course, they're a lifesaver for quick touch-ups on hair that's already mostly dry.
All right, so we've covered all the good stuff. But now, we've got to talk about the other side of the coin, the peril. Because, and this is important, if you're using it the wrong way, you could be setting your hair up for some pretty serious hidden damage.
And danger number one has this absolutely wild name: bubble hair deformity. And what's crazy about this is that the damage happens from the inside out. When you hit soaking wet hair with high heat, the water trapped inside the hair shaft literally boils, creating these little steam bubbles that make the hair strand super weak and brittle.
So here's the play-by-play of how this disaster happens. Step 1, you start with hair that is way too wet. Step 2, you apply heat. We're talking anything over about 257 degrees Fahrenheit. That trapped water flashes into steam, creating these tiny, weakening bubbles inside the hair strand. And then, bam, your hair is suddenly fragile and just waiting to snap off. But wait, it's not just about the heat. This is the hidden culprit so many people forget about: mechanical damage. You could be using the lowest heat setting in the world, but if you're aggressively yanking that brush through tangles, all that pulling and friction is going to cause breakage. Being gentle is just as important as managing the temperature.
Okay, I know that all sounds pretty scary, but here's the good news. All of this damage, it is almost entirely preventable. The key is not the tool itself, but the technique. So let's get into the rules of safe styling.
If you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this number: 80%. Your hair needs to be at least 80% dry before this tool even comes near it. This one single step is your absolute best defense against that dreaded bubble hair. Remember its job. It's a styler, not your main hairdryer.
And the second non-negotiable rule is summed up perfectly by this, well, kind of terrifying quote: styling without a heat protectant is just not an option. It creates a shield, a necessary barrier between the heat and your hair. Skipping it is basically just asking for damage. Okay, let's get into the actual technique. First, and I mean always first, detangle your hair with a regular comb or brush. This prevents that mechanical damage we talked about. Then work in small, manageable sections. You'll get way better results. Keep the brush moving constantly. Don't let it sit in one spot for too long. And listen, if you see steam or smell anything burning, that is your hair screaming for you to stop. And when you're done, hit that cool shot button to lock everything in place. Smart styling is also about smart heat management. You don't have to crank it to the highest setting. Seriously, start on low and only turn it up if you absolutely need to. For most hair types, low or medium is going to be perfect. And if your hair is fine, color-treated, or chemically processed, it's just more fragile. You have to stick to the lower heat settings.
So with all these rules in mind, you might be thinking, well, how does a hot air brush really stack up against my flat iron? Let's put them head-to-head in a little showdown.
And really, it just comes down to the numbers. A flat iron can get up to a sizzling 450 degrees Fahrenheit. That puts it squarely in the high-risk category. A hot air brush, on the other hand, usually tops out around 350. It's a significant temperature difference, which is why we call its risk level moderate.
And here's why there's such a big difference. A flat iron works by literally clamping your hair between two scorching hot metal plates. That's intense, direct, concentrated heat. A hot air brush styles with heated airflow. The heat is way less direct and way less intense.
So what's the verdict in this showdown?
Well, for everyday or frequent styling, the hot airbrush is the undisputed winner. It is just so much less damaging. But if you are going for that super sleek pin-straight look, a flat iron will get you there more effectively. You just have to be okay with that higher risk factor.
Now for the final and maybe most important question. After hearing all this, should you even be using one? Let's figure out if this tool is actually a good match for your hair type.
Okay, let's be real. This tool is not for everyone. If you have very curly or coily hair, say in the 4B or 4C range, this probably won't give you the smoothness or control you're looking for. If your hair is super fragile from bleach or other chemical treatments, just stay away. It's not worth the risk. And if your hair is really short, like less than 3 inches, it's just going to be frustratingly difficult to use. And for anyone who's just decided, you know what, I want to avoid heat damage altogether, you have so many fantastic options. Heatless curl wraps can give you beautiful curls. Simple overnight braids create gorgeous waves. A good styling cream while you air dry can do wonders. And please don't sleep on the power of good old-fashioned Velcro rollers for amazing volume. So, in the end, is the hot air brush some kind of hair-destroying villain? Not really. As we've seen, the secret isn't the tool itself. It's all in how you use it. When you use it correctly, it can be an amazing, less damaging way to get the style you want. But when you use it incorrectly, it can cause some real problems. The power and the responsibility is in your hands. So the real question is, how are you going to use it?